You're watching the Talkmania, and I'm your host CJ, and it is time for another album review. And as you can see the title, it is Motionless in White. They have a brand new album. Fair warning, the new album's kind of low. But the thing is, with Motionless in White, I can enjoy every single one of them, and as a fan, if I can enjoy every single song, it's going to be a 10 out of 10. So every single one on this list is a 10 out of 10. So fair warning. Another perfection, in my opinion. Another band that doesn't really have a bad song or have anything that I dislike that they've done. Like, yeah. I know a lot of long term people on this channel will kind of dislike Motionless in White because it's like metalcore. And yeah, I'm kind of known for death metal reviews and talking about like death metal, new wave British heavy metal, that stuff. But I really never go into metalcore, and recently I have, and yeah. So starting out, number 6 is the new album. Honestly, it's the new album at number 6. It's my least favorite, honestly. Um, the thing is with it is I prefer their other stuff. Definitely, I'm gonna say definitely that because that's one of my main two go-to vocabulary terms. Songs like Meltdown, Werewolf, Slaughterhouse, Cause We Become the Night, Corpse Nation. Those songs are really good. The other ones kind of like okay, I can enjoy them, but they're not my favorites. Like number 1 is like it's my favorites all the way through. Honestly, that's how most of the albums up at the top of the list is like I could like it's an album full of my favorites. This is not. So this album for any other band would be top. But for Motionless in White, they've done 5 other albums that are like beyond crazy. Yeah. So yeah, I kind of find it going more into like radio friendly stuff, like in the inner parts of the songs. The choruses are kind of different and don't hit as much as on Reincarnate or like any of those. But yeah, the breakdowns are insane on some of them, like Meltdown and Slaughterhouse. And Corpse Nation's got a good tune going on, good rhythm going on. And that's another thing. It's kind of like the rhythms really are just basic Motionless in White. Some went through like for some reason I kind of got reminded of Breaking Benjamin in some parts of it. Like for some reason, probably because the choruses were kind of like sounded a little bit like that. But yeah, overall, this is not what I'm gonna go and listen to if I want Motionless in White. A couple of the songs I probably would, like Corpse Nation, probably. There's some really good creepy tunes that they like to do, like the Halloween type deal. Like I remember their hat that they were selling with the pumpkin on the front of it. That's basically what I have to say about the new album. It's not my favorite. Probably will be at the bottom of the list for a while. Um, yeah. Number 5 is their first album, Creatures. Kind of, yeah. It's more of a metal, like more forward guttural metalcore type album. Got good ones like Abigail, Creatures, Count Chocula, Puppets, Undead Ahead, Scissor Hands, Immaculate Misconception. We Only Come Out at Night, which is an absolute classic. There's just some really good stuff on here. I just find myself gravitating to their later stuff, like their later stuff, the stuff that came out when I was in high school. Spoiler alert, that's basically where I'm at with Motionless in White, is like the ones that came out during my time in high school is the ones that I go back to quite often. So yeah, that's basically what I have to say about this one. It's more of a Immaculate Misconceptions, a really fun song as well. Like, I definitely go back to Creatures. I probably would go back to the new album anyways. Probably all of them I would go back to. There's not one that I wouldn't. Number 4, or my fourth favorite, Infamous, their second album. Yeah, what's not to like? Devil's Night. Devil's Night is an absolute banger. If I've ever heard if basically that song is just all in your face and nuts. Like, that's like that's like one of the best Motionless in White songs, honestly. America, America. Of course, that one is an absolute classic with the video. Burned at both ends. The first one of that, Divine Intervention, Divine Infection. I almost said a Slayer like name, but I almost said a Slayer album name. I don't know why. Puppets 2, Cinematic. If It's Dead, We'll Kill It. Synthetic Love, Hate Fuck, which is a great song, honestly. I like that one. Underdog. Underdog is probably another one, good one from this album. And then Infamous, the last song. Yeah, one that I find myself going back to quite heavily. I go back to any of these albums heavily. Number 3, let's go into number 3, which is Disguise, 2000, the one just before the newest album. Yeah, this one kind of has more in line with the one that came before it. Just that song, Thoughts and Prayers, is like, it basically has that same kind of energy that Devil's Night has. And songs like Another Life is pretty good. Disguise, the first song on this album, just is heavy as all fuck, mostly. But yeah, it kind of shows their range almost with what they're doing. I This is like an album that I go back to. It would be an album I go back to. It's an album that I would listen to again, and I've mentioned before in the previous ranking that I did years ago, or a year ago. And yeah, number 2, Reincarnate. You already know what number 1 is. It's the one that came out on, was it sophomore year of my high school? This one came out like in middle school. I listened to this one in middle school when it came out. Another one that's kind of like, okay, I remember this one. It's like the last year of middle school that this one came out, and I was kind of like listening to this one nonstop on repeat. There's songs like Death March, a little bit of a weird opening song, like, but then Reincarnate, holy shit, that song is so fucking heavy. And then Puppets 3 with Danny Filth. As you can see, I have a Cradle of Filth poster up here because Cradle of Filth is one of my all-time favorite bands ever. And yeah, hearing Danny Filth on a Motionless in White song is absolutely fantastic. Like, Unstoppable, Everybody Sells Cocaine, a little bit of one of the worst songs on this album, but still a really good banger. Contemptuous, Break the Cycle, Generation Lost, Dark Passenger, Wasp, Dead as Fuck. Dead as Fuck being one of the best songs that they've ever done. It's kind of like, yeah, it's a gross song. Like, it's absolutely gross. It's like, what is it? It's like something off a Tomb of the Mutilated by Cannibal Corpse. Like, something along the lines of, that whole, like, going into a graveyard type deal and doing things to corpses. That's what this song mostly has in it. Final Victim, I think it is, but it's spelled funny. I definitely like that one. And Carry the Torch. Carry the Torch, all-time favorites. One of my all-time favorite songs from Motionless in White. I know it doesn't get enough love from a lot of people. People just need to sit down and listen to Carry the Torch. It's an absolute fucking banger of a song. And number 1 is Never Will Change, one of my favorite albums ever. one of the albums that I've listened to absolutely to fucking death, because I probably listened to it over 1,000 times. Graveyard Shift. Never will be beaten, no matter how many albums they release. Honestly, if I ever do this ranking again, this will always be number one. It's the album that came out when I was in high school and had nothing to listen to during study halls. And this album was, I think I bought it digitally originally on my iPhone when I first had it. When I first was, I think I bought this album, like, got money for, like, my birthday, and, yeah, and I bought this album on, I got, like, an iTunes card, and I went and purchased this album in full to listen to. And yeah, I just listened to it on fucking repeat because it's the only songs I had from them. Rats, Queen for Queen, Necessary Evil with Jonathan Davis. Also, I'm a big Korn fan as well. Soft, I think Soft has that "You're Mine, Motherfucker" part in it. That's taken over TikTok. Yeah, like that that song, Soft, has taken over TikTok, the "You're My Motherfucker" song. People have posted themselves hugging their cat with it. Or, like, first thing I do when I come home and my cat, and it's the cat or some bullshit. That's definitely cool. Untouchable, not my type. Dead as Fuck 2. Dead as Fuck 2 is better than Dead as Fuck 1. Don't kill me in the comment section. The latter, the thought of who she's fucking. uh, I know all the, like, the intro parts, like something like there's something about the, like, people looking at this girl and her, like, stating, like, who's she fucking, or some shit like that. Voices, an absolute classic, live, fucking banger live. I've seen them live once, and it was for this tour for this album during high school, and holy shit did I fucking love Voices live. They also played Dead as Fuck 1 live, and Loud, Fuck It. One of my least favorite songs on this album, but still really a big banger. Uh, 570. 570 was the song that I first listened to. It was when it was a single. Hourglass and Eternally Yours, just absolute fucking amazing send off. What not to say about this album is it's one of my favorite fucking albums of all time. Like, I could listen to this album 24/7 and never get tired of it. Like, that's honestly, and a lot of people have it just put a lot of hate out for this album. It's like, what the fuck are they not hearing, honestly? So, that's what I think of Motionless In White's discography. Don't kill me in the comment section. I think all of them are perfect, and I can go back to every single one of these albums and like every single song on them, including the new album, which I don't like the new album as much as the rest of the discography. It's kind of closer. It's kind of close to Creatures, honestly, but they're not, like, really far apart except the first one, the number one. My number one pick is just miles ahead of everything else. Like, I would say this. I would say Graveyard Shift is better than Master of Puppets, better than Ride the Lightning. It's better than my favorite Cannibal Corpse record. It's better than I want. It's basically one of my favorite albums ever. Basically one of my favorite records ever. And yeah, I can't think of anything to actually compare it to that is better than it. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. I gotta end the video sometime. It's 14 minutes, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next video, which might be a little while because I'm quite busy preparing for a vacation. So, yeah, I will see you guys next time.